So, we're back.
Hello.
This is Blur's Dream Season 3.
Just when you thought it was safe,
It's not. It's not safe anymore.
we are back.
No one's safe. So, MJ's back in LA. How was your trek across the universe?
It was fine. Don't want to talk about it. And action.
Alright, cool. What's up, guys? This is Blur's Dream on the scene. We're here for Season 3 of our podcast. We are here with MJ as per usual. He's back from his trek in the Mississippi lands. Now he's back in the LA lands. And we have a special guest here, Alex, from Mermaid Island, the singer of Mermaid Island. How are you doing today?
I'm good. Thank you so much. I go by both. I really will answer to both. I don't care.
So sorry.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited to be here, specifically talking to you guys. This is a really great thing that you guys are doing, like, you know, helping give the artists a voice, like in the LA scene, people who are out there like doing it, you know, bands that you guys work with and help and play with. So yeah, this is so sick, and I'm really excited to be here talking to you guys.
Thank you. And yeah, we love that. We were just recently working together on the Mermaid Island's next video coming out, and that was a ball and a biscuit for sure.
Yeah.
That was super fun.
It was fun, yeah. It was a good time.
That's for the song Ice Cream, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's a new single that you guys are going out with?
Yeah, so we are going to be releasing this new song called Ice Cream. And our band has kind of gathered a little bit of momentum, and we have like a lot of people who have been helping our band and like supporting our band, which is really cool, and I'm really grateful for that. And because of that, we had the opportunity to invest like a little bit more time and money into this video. So it's nothing crazy, you know. It was still like super DIY. We shot the whole thing in 9 hours. But so the song is called Ice Cream, and we were able to rent an ice cream truck. So we rented an ice cream truck and bought like a shit ton of ice cream. And in the video, we steal the truck and like drive it around LA.
Yeah.
And then we end up giving away all the ice cream for free. So it was just like a really cool thing for us to be able to actually physically do that. And it was super fun. And so it's going to be out there in the world, and like people are going to be able to see it. And like I love making anything like video related. Like I love making stuff like that. So it was really fun for us to be able to do that.
Yes. On top of Mermaid Island, Alex is also a filmmaker. And yeah, the way you had the whole video in your head already was really awesome, because you explained us to the whole video, like in the car. I think we were driving somewhere, and you were like, yeah, and then we're going to pull the robot out, and we're going to beat him up, and then we're going to take the ice cream truck through the neighborhood, and then we're going to go give it out to people. And that's like literally the beginning, middle, and end of the video. And yeah, it was just awesome, like to see it all play out. Like once you sent me the video to watch, I was like, that is exactly what they said it was going to be. And yeah, it was awesome.
It was really fun to have like a lot of people who were down to like help execute that vision. Because I worked in film for so many years, and I am a writer, and I love, you know, creating stories. So I didn't really want to do a music video for a long time, because I was worried that it would become this like production, and it would feel like, you know, something we had to do. But this was different. It was like we had this idea. So the seed of creativity was kind of already started. And then it became, you know, once the idea is there and you kind of see what it's supposed to be artistically, and you can kind of conceptualize it, then it's fun, because then it's just executing that vision. You know, when you have to do something and it feels like a chore, it's like, I never wanted to do anything like that with the band. And so I feel like it's always had this natural progression where we started out doing the thing that we love to do, which is playing together in our rehearsal space, like in our lockout, playing our instruments together, playing shows together, getting out there and like working with other bands, like meeting other bands in our community, like meeting people, forging friendships, introducing people to other people, and then they start bands. Like, that's the thing that brings me a lot of happiness and fulfillment is like, you know, when people meet at our shows and they make friends there and like they start bands with those people, like nothing brings me more happiness than that. So for a long time, the band was only focused on that. And then, you know, a lot of people around us are always telling us, oh, you should do this. Oh, you should do this. And I just don't fucking care. I just don't care. I'm like, cool. Like, that's fine for another band or whatever product you think you could morph, you know, some artists into. But like, everyone is going to have an idea of what they think our band should be. And like, I don't fucking care. I'm only doing what feels right to me and like what feels right for this band. Because if we get ahead of ourselves and we start doing things that we think we should be doing, like for some sort of external reason, like it convolutes everything that the band is about, which is we wanted to play shows with our friends. I mean, I wanted to find a place in a community because I was so isolated here in LA, and I feel like, you know, I didn't have a community here for a long time. So a lot of what the band was like wanting to get out and make friends and play shows and like get people out of the house. Like after the pandemic, everyone was so fucking isolated. People lost the ability to like talk to each other face to face.
Yeah, openly, and like without this like window or the screen that's between a lot of us where we're afraid that we're going to judge each other. I think like we're all thinking like a lot more similarly than we like let on. Like we're all sharing like similar feelings, but we're afraid to open up and tell each other about them. Yeah. And I think in like when you guys played at the skate park, and people come up after and they tell you how much it meant to them, and they're saying it like it really affected them, because that's what music does. And I think like Mermaid Island, you guys have like this fun energy about you that's like brought people in, like when they were at the ice cream truck. And it goes down to, you know, when you were making like, you know, the film itself, like I've been on like productions and stuff where everyone's stressed out, you know, the producer's like yelling at everybody, you know, and it was genuinely fun doing ice cream. Like we had one day to do everything, and it somehow just flowed, like everything just fell right into place. And it's because I think we just approached it with that attitude where it's like, you know, it's serious, but like we're all just like so like everything was just so like lined up that it wasn't like that hard. Like once it was set up, it flowed, and I knew it was going to be a good video just by being there, like because of the energy. I'm like, yeah, that camera's picking up gold right now.
I'm really happy to hear you say that, because it's really important to me that like everything that we do with the band is fun. Yeah. That's the number one rule of band. Yeah. In general. Like it has to be enjoyable, because otherwise we would go work a job. Yeah. Like we would go do something else. Like there's no reason, you know, to start a band and like do this unless it is bringing you joy and fulfillment and like a sense of purpose. You know, and it's like, so when I started the band, I made a rule that it was only ever allowed to be fun. And when I say that, I don't mean like we can't have challenges and overcome them, and, you know, there can't be tension or stress like that we work through. Of course, there's always going to be shit that comes up. We're humans with brains. But overall, as an entity, band is only allowed to be fun. Its entire purpose is to inspire joy. That's why I want to have this band, you know, and I'm hoping that by me doing that, other people see it and it also brings joy to them, like by being a part of it, and inspires them to, you know, go out and do other things that bring joy. Like I want to create more joy on this earth. That's why I have this band. I want to create it within myself, and I want to bring it to other people and my friends. So, definitely. You know, and the reason that I started that, like, and the reason that it is like that is because it was born out of this fucking pressure. This pressure, like I was in this thing where I was like, I just needed this outlet, you know, I needed something that only brought me pure joy, because I was, you know, I had moved to LA and I was working these jobs and, you know, and the fucking entertainment industry and like having to deal with all these men, never feeling like I was totally safe. Like I needed something that I controlled and that I could protect that was only mine.
Yeah.
And that was for me and people like me. And I mean, for anybody really, but it was a safe place, like away from all these like sleazy and weird things that I saw
be able to tell you
going on.
What to do, when to do it.
Yeah.
It was going to be entirely up to you.
Yeah.
And you had the microphone.
Yeah.
You were in control. Because there's always going to be sleazy dudes like at shows. And like the cool thing about having the microphone, having the community is you can just push those guys out.
Yeah.
As soon as like there's a problem. So that's always cool. But I want to thank you because you were talking about bands, like bringing bands together or like inspiring them or whatever. The reason we have our bass player for The Crab Isn't Everyone is because he came to see you guys. So that's the only reason that we have that bass player, Zach. And he holds it down, and we've been like doing great with him. And yeah, I was at that Rocket 88 show in 2024 or something like that. So yeah, you were saying bringing bands together because yeah, I guess he was friends with the bass player, your older bass player,
Rowan.
And he came to see them, but we played before you guys.
Yeah.
So, and we didn't have a bass player. We were just 2 guitar players.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that was cool. Thanks for existing and bringing us all together.
Okay, that makes me so happy.
Yeah.
I love to hear that because that's why we do it, you know, to create community and forge friendships. And, you know, we want to get people out of the house and meeting each other in person.
And then to add to that, shout out to the Hazards because I believe it was them. They were playing that show too, and then a band dropped, and then they came up to me. They're like, "Yeah, this band called Mermaid Island wants to play." I'm like, "That name is sick. Yeah, get them because I want that on the flyer." Like,
nice.
And then that's how it happened. And then when I saw you guys play, I was like, I can hear what that is. Like, I hope it sounds super lit on recording. And I remember I just DM'd you a bunch of times, like over time, like, hey, when are the recordings coming out? And then when they finally did, I was like, oh, sweet, they sound so good. Like, they sound so clean. Like, I knew like it was just gonna be legit
And on that
from
topic,
there on.
like, what would you describe your sound? Would you say it's like punk rock or alt rock or something, or like what were you kind of going for when you guys were starting out?
I always describe it as punk rock.
Okay.
Yeah. I wanted to start a punk band. I wanted to play as fast as possible, and I wanted to yell about my anger.
There you go.
So that was always the intention. I think that my background and my inspiration, you know, like musical, the things that have shaped me musically have had a huge impact on the record. So it's kind of ended up landing somewhere between punk and this like early 2000s pop punk that I grew up listening to.
Yeah.
And there's like some Celtic music in there because I'm from Nova Scotia. I grew up on Celtic music. And so my dream is to have like a fiddle player and like fucking bagpipes like on stage. Like I love Irish and Scottish music and Celtic music. So some of the songs like have that kind of swing.
Yeah.
But we're a punk band.
Is it like traditional music? Like, or do you have like a band that does that you're like, oh, that's fucking sick? Or is it just it's like a traditional
I think
thing?
there's traditional Celtic music, you know, like a lot of, for example, like at a party, let's say we were like having a party, there would be like a fiddle player and a piano player.
Oh, I see.
There was just so much music in my world growing up. Like, so ever since I was a kid, it's just like music was everywhere around me. And most of it was Celtic music. And then I started to find like heavier music when I was, you know, probably 11, 12, 13, like starting to discover my own identity and like my own taste.
Yeah, what was that band where you like that just opened the door for you?
There was a few bands that I loved a lot growing up. I think the first introduction that I ever had to heavy music was probably Rob Zombie.
Oh, right.
Because let's not forget,
That's
like,
cool.
I'm from Port Hawkesbury. I grew up in a small town of 3,000 people.
Canada.
Yes. Nova Scotia. Port Hawkesbury, Cape Breton, Nova Scotia, Canada. Actually, there was this really amazing outdoor stage called the Granville Green in the town where I grew up. So every Sunday we would go down and watch concerts like on this outdoor stage, and people would come from like all the surrounding towns to watch shows. Like, so I grew up, watching shows every Sunday. And I started playing music there, like busking with my guitar when I was like probably 12.
Oh, that's cool.
So that's kind of how I started getting into like performing in front of people, like as a musician.
Yeah.
But Rob Zombie was like one of the only like CDs in Walmart.
The Hellbilly Deluxe.
And when Hellbilly Deluxe. And when I saw that, I was just like,
fucking on, dude.
What the fuck is this? Like I had
just some dude with dreads and like a green.
And I had come from like a very
I
had come from a very sheltered life, it was
so that
such
was like
a bubble.
Scary almost to have like
it was
like a
so
power.
exciting.
Yeah.
And then as I started to see like more, first of all, I was not allowed to have it. Like I had to fully hide it. There was like so many albums that I started trying to get that my parents would just like not let me have.
Did it have a parental advisory sticker? I would imagine.
Yeah, for
so.
sure.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it was from Walmart. Yeah.
Yeah.
And and then when I started to see like more of the stuff that he was doing in his movies, I thought that was really cool. So
right, exactly. That's what I love that about him too. Was that he wasn't just a singer and songwriter, but he was making films too. But the cool thing about Rob Zombie, I think, and it's just a random Rob Zombie clip now. Blur Stream talks about Rob Zombie, but anyways, I was just thinking it was cool that like they said that they started by like just. Like they couldn't really play their instruments. They're like, we're gonna make random sounds until we find like a rhythm, and that's why it just sounds so crazy.
Was that White Zombie first?
Yeah, because it was White Zombie at first. Yeah, he called it White Zombie as a band, but then he was like, well, I'm taking the lead, so it's just Rob Zombie now, and everyone else can just join. But I always just thought that was cool, like when like a band can start. I guess the Germs was like that too. They're like, we don't really know how to play, but we're gonna start doing it until something comes out, and then that's something totally unique comes out of that, like
I think that's what's so beautiful about punk and heavy music is that it really inspires you to take action. So much of our lives, like we're just in our heads and overthinking and questioning, like, should I do this, should I not do this? But especially punk music, I think, does that. Like it really inspires you to just fucking do the thing, like just try it, and it eliminates fear, like because it puts
or the need to be perfect.
Yeah, for sure. Like it just forces you to just do something and put yourself out there and get out there, because at the end of the day nobody cares. Like nobody really cares.
They're just gonna remember the energy you brought. Like, if the band was fucking slamming and if it was fucking lit, like that's all that really matters. Like, and it's not so much that about you, but it is like, because that it's about the band who brings it the most, like, and I just like admire bands who just push through and like are playing shows. Sometimes the shows are lit, people are fucking dancing, going crazy. Sometimes people are just standing there, especially in LA. People love doing that, like during your set, like. But then, every now and then it's the performer just brings it out of people, like,
So what did you think their like name meant when you saw it? Because you said the Hazards were like Mermaid Island, and what popped out to you? It was like, what the fuck was that?
Well, I think I asked them like, oh, like it's like a punk band or something, and they're like, yeah, they go hard, like they go heavy, and I'm like, oh, and their name is Mermaid Island, and it's a girl singer, like all that just kind of, I was like, that sounds like a good recipe for a band. Like I'm like, and besides just, I thought you guys were gonna be like death metal heavy, and I thought, oh, a band called Mermaid Island, I get it, that's funny. But then when I heard, I was like, this is music I would actually enjoy more on a regular basis than death metal, and so I was like super stoked on that. But yeah, I think it was just the name initially like really got me stoked. I don't know why, it just
listen, I take no credit for that name.
Yeah, let's hear about that story, because it's an amazing story.
I did not name this band.
We need the story about how Mermaid Island got the band name.
So our band was actually named by a 4-year-old. I had already conceptualized the band. It kind of conceptualized itself. Like it just kind of started as this like thing in my brain fully formed. So I don't even really take credit for it. It just already kind of existed, and it's just been my job to see it through. So when the band started itself in my brain, I started writing the songs, and I had probably maybe like 4 or 5 songs already written, and I was hanging out with my friend's kid, and I was like, hey, I'm starting a punk band, what should I call it? And she was like, Mermaid Island, like without any hesitation.
Oh, shit.
Like, not even a second of hesitation. And I was like, that's actually sick. And so I'm down. Like, you just won, and that's it. And there was, like, no reason not to name the band Mermaid Island. Like, I thought it was really funny because it kind of sounds to me like it would be, like, this synth pop duo of, like, you know, two
and you'd be
cool
dressed
girls.
as, like, a mermaid.
Yeah,
like,
or there would be some
mermaid.
kind of mermaid theme.
And you, like, you said before that you're, like, kind of against too much mermaid imagery for the band, right?
I don't want anything to have to do with fucking mermaids.
We have one, you have one mermaid thing where it's like a skeleton of a mermaid. It's
like this kind of monster mermaid, and it looks like a heavy metal, like, logo, like a hardcore logo. And that was made by our friend's brother. So he made that for us. And that was our first logo thing that we ever had, like, for our merch and stuff. And that had a mermaid on it. Yeah. And ever since then, I was like, I don't want any imagery to do with mermaids because I just don't want it to be like a thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't want people to be like, oh, that's the mermaid band.
That's the mermaid band, right? Yeah.
It's just the name of a band. Like, a lot of bands.
That's actually super smart. You're actually right. Yeah, that's funny.
I don't want it to feel like a shtick or like something that people would ever get tired of.
Right.
No,
and people always want us to do that. They're like, you should do more mermaid stuff.
I think
and
it's
like,
an LA thing. Like, they just like the costumes of just like, they want the gimmicky, like, you know.
Everybody wants to categorize you.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, people, ever since I moved here, I see this time and time again. Like, people, especially when they meet me, and they see this thing that's going on, and they think that they know who I am and what I'm about or what I should be doing. It's a very specific thing that we do.
My life didn't turn out how you envisioned.
There's a lot of people that think they're agents, and it's like, you're not my agent. You don't have to tell me what to fucking do.
We
like,
have
you should do this, you should do that.
So many people.
And I was like, okay, cool.
And I feel like, especially, you know, because I'm a pretty girl, I yell on stage.
That's just like insulting you, like saying, "Oh, you don't know how to handle your own band." Like, you're too pretty to know how to handle your own band.
It's almost like they're trying to be your manager, and it's like, dude, you're just some guy in the crowd. Like, who cares? Like, what do you know about anything? But yeah, they just try to box you or something.
I have never, to this day, had a woman tell me what I should be doing with this band. It's only been men, and they have been coming at me. They come at me from this angle of, they think that their goals are our band's goals. And this is why we didn't get a manager or anybody around us helping us for a long time. It was like years before we even went into a studio or we let anybody in, like, on a business side of things, because I had people again and again trying to help this band, but they would come into the conversation from a place of seeing their version of success as the end result. And I would ask them, like, why are you not asking me what my goals are as an artist or what our goals are as a band before you're telling us, like, what we should be doing? And they would say, like, oh, because don't you want to be successful? I'm like, but what's your version of success? Because my version of success sounds very different than what you're talking about. Like, we have a specific vision of what we want to be doing when we get up in the morning, and it doesn't sound like making content, or like, this is not like why I started this band. If I wanted to do that, like what you're talking about, I would have started a rock band, or I would have been a pop artist. And like, they'd come at it from their perspective, but what they're really doing is trying to shape you into something that they think you should be, instead of trying to support what your artistic vision is. So at the end of the day, like, they're not really supporting you as an artist. They're just trying to capitalize on you and make money.
Yeah, they're trying to, like, kind of mold you into what they think will sell.
And then they feel like that would be a reflection on them, like, oh, look at this, like, band I've raised from the ground up.
Yeah, like, I told them to wear this
and
hat.
It's like,
I told them to do this music video.
Right.
I told them to sing this song, and then they take credit for it, essentially.
Yeah, they're taking credit for other people who are actually creative. Like,
so the only reason that we started working with our manager now, like, he didn't come in with this idea of, like, oh, you could be this band. He came in and I said to him, like, we are this band. We are already doing exactly what it is that we want to be doing. We're already playing shows. People are already starting to come to the shows. Like, we have relationships that we're forging with other bands. Like, we're going to be playing more shows with those bands. It's like when you're coming at it from this angle of like wanting to help us, but not really truly understanding like what our values are and what our goals are, then you're just going to be changing it and making it into something that it's not.
That's some real shit, man.
Now, when you have like these like, you know, ideas, like when you write songs, they kind of like they have like a story to them. Like, you know, they're like, you know, you're telling some kind of something that happened to you. And is that like kind of like a folk like kind of influence, like of like the storytelling aspect of music?
Yeah.
That you're really into?
For sure.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it does come from folk music, because I grew up listening to folk music. I grew up playing folk music. It has incredible storytelling elements to it, you know, and
so
folk music.
That goes back to what you were saying about like how you do what you want, and like your influences are coming from all these, you know, random places. And yeah, I think that kind of freedom is, you know, you find that in punk. Like only punk would allow you to bring in folk.
Like these two genres are super interconnected.
Yeah,
like
sure.
There's a lot of
It's like the punk
things.
version of country.
Yeah, and folk music was the original protest music. You know, so before punk ever existed, like folk music was anti-establishment protest music. You know, it was, so there's like a huge overlap between folk and punk, and there's so many great artists out there like who do both and have been doing both. And you know, when I was growing up, like one of the first bands that I really fell in love with, like deeply fell in love with, was Bright Eyes. And then when I found out he had a punk band, like Desperacidos, I was like, oh, this makes so much sense. Like, you can do both. Like, you can be so many things. And there's so many different versions of you that you will go through, like, in your life. And I want to experience all of them. I want to go through this, like, tiny little life that I have been gifted, like, on this weird fucking planet. And I want to experience as much of it as I can. Like, I want to travel. I want to meet people. I want to understand and, you know, meet people from different cultures and different countries. Like, there's so much more that I want to do and explore about this world.
And I just a bunch of different people. Eventually, when you live long enough, you'll have so many different point of views. It's like being an entirely different person sometimes. Like, but you're just growing. Yeah. We don't know who we're gonna be, right? Like, but it is exciting to have the open mind of like, you really can be anyone.
But yeah, let's talk about
how many singles do you have out now?
Okay, we have,
it's like 5, right?
Freaks, Perfectly Happy. He started it. Love that song. And then we did the Shit Split, which is Horse Shit and Shit Out of Luck. Yeah. So it has taken a while for us to like get music on the internet. Like, we were playing shows for a long time, and we were getting hit up all the time. Like, when are the songs coming out? Like, when is the record coming out? We were having a hard time finding the right sound in a studio. Like, we had a couple of people who were trying to help us out and like record stuff for us, but we would go in and they would do everything separately, and they would use like samples, and it was all very LA, and I was just hearing this stuff back, and I was like, this sounds like fucking trash. Like, it doesn't sound like our band. Our band is super high energy and aggressive, and I wanted the recordings to sound like that. So when David Westerhout started playing with us, he said that he had this friend who had a little studio that we could check out, and we went in, and he had a drum room. So we were able to record everything I was in the room with the amp mic'd, and then the Rowan, my bass player at the time, was like standing right beside me playing the bass, and he was doing DI, and then David was in the drum room. So we recorded the whole record together, like playing the songs together. So we were able to get most of the record in like 2 days. We just recorded our set list.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's how you do it.
That's wild.
Black Sabbath's entry on their first thing, because they were just touring so much, and they finally got in the studio and just knocked it out in like the day. Did you overdub the vocals after the fact?
Yeah, I ended up going back to David's apartment and we re-recorded all the vocals.
Yeah.
And we fixed things and, you know, added some lead line guitar stuff. But the bulk of what you hear is like mostly done in the 2 days that we just had in the studio, like all together.
Oh yeah. And so with those songs, is that going to be on the new album, or is that going to be an EP, or are you guys going with the new? Okay, those are going to be on the album.
So I actually tried to just dump this whole record on DistroKid myself.
Oh yeah.
And this was at the very beginning of when our band like started to kind of gather some momentum. But I didn't give a shit. I just wanted to keep playing shows. And these bookers and promoters were like, where's your music? You need to have something on the internet.
Yeah.
So when we did this record, it was like I was just going to put it on the internet. And we had this guy who was trying to help us, and he was like, please take it down. Like, for the love of God, like, this band deserves more than to just have the full record, like, dumped on online in one day. Like, you have to do singles. You have to have, like, a strategy and da-da-da. And I was like, I don't want to do that. Like, I just want to play shows.
Nobody wants to do that.
But it was like, if this is something that can get us more shows and get us shows with bands that I like that we want to be playing, you know, then okay, I can see the benefit. So
yeah, exactly. The single game. I know you just want to just like upload it and then have people listen to it and just be like, all right, this is our band, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
But the manager, the strategist wants the most people to see it and the most people to gain traction. So that's why you release a single, you release a music video for it, and you know, do the whole shebang thing. I'm not really too much of a video guy, despite of what I do. This is the brains of the operation of what we used to do. So we used to release a lot of videos.
Yeah.
But now we don't. Now we're kind of like an empty shell. But he could probably direct some new stuff. Because I legit like tried to show him like a new song that we were doing, and then he just like made a music video instead of like continuing, because I just wanted him to know the song so he could practice it. But he just immediately started making a music video. Yeah, concocted something. It was great. It just came out great.
Which one was that for?
For Last Ride.
Oh yeah. And that's how I learned it, kind of. I didn't really learn it all the way, but it like now I'm pretty sure I could play it like if we were to just throw it down right now, because the video looped over and over. And I learned the song that way. Explain to the folks at home what shows you guys Mermaid Island has coming up.
So another really cool show that we have coming up is going to be our record release show.
Oh, nice.
Which we're really excited for.
You're debuting the title there?
It's going to be just self-titled.
Oh, self-titled, okay.
So
the self-titled Mermaid Island album.
Yeah.
And is it going to be in that like red and style that you guys have been doing with the singles? Like it's going to be like similar?
Yeah. Okay. So my cousin actually does all of our artwork.
Shout out.
He's super talented. And all of the singles.
What's his
name? Ben Keefe.
Does all the Mermaid Island designs. Those are super sick.
He's really talented, and like if you need whatever you need, like artwork, flyers, definitely hit him up, because
what's his IG?
I think it's time saw. Yeah, so we're gonna be releasing the record on June 12th, but we're gonna do our record release show in July. July 17th.
Give people time to listen to it.
Yeah, we want to have like
sing-alongs.
Everyone have the physical record in their hands or on streaming, whatever, like however you listen to music.
Oh.
And like give them time to actually learn the songs. Yeah. Because one of my favorite things about playing is like when people started coming and they were actually singing the songs, or I would hear like people in the audience like singing along. I'm like, whoa, they actually know the songs. And that's like something that I love, is singing along and like knowing the songs really well. Yeah. And you just know like when that breakdown is coming, so we wanted to move the record release show like a little bit after the record release. So it gives people time to like really sit with it for a bit. And then when they come to the show, like you know the music, so you can fucking just like lose your shit and mosh and have fun and dance and party.
In that month that you guys that you're releasing it, you're not gonna play any shows? Like
we have some shows, yeah.
Oh, okay. So you're gonna release it, but then you're gonna play some.
We have a show. I think we're gonna play outside of LA.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
We're gonna play like some outside of LA shows, and it's been crazy to see how many people outside of LA like actually know our band. Like there were people coming up to us. Like we've been selling tons of merch. Like people have really responded to us. And I think we had this like this weird thing because in LA, like everyone here is here because they're pursuing their dreams or they're doing something creative. They want to work in film or they want to work in music or they're some kind of artist, like, or they're in, you know, the entertainment industry. So everyone is here doing a thing. So it's like every fucking night you get an invite to a show, you want to, you know, or an event, or like you're running around like doing all kinds of stuff. So, you know, people come to our shows in LA, but it's like when we left the city, it was like all of a sudden people were so excited and like grateful that we were there.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like, wow, like we had no idea that anyone even knew us outside of LA. So that was something that was like really incredible.
That's cool. Yeah, LA is kind of spoiled in that way that we just have all the entertainment.
Yeah.
So, like, that's why you get a lot of the wall guys, because they've just seen everything, you know? So, you go to, like, Wisconsin or something like that, or you go to Montana, and you're just like...
They're like, whoa, you have a cool band from LA?
Yeah. It's like how is it out there? You like, next to the beach, like, all this stuff. They just think you're, like, way bigger than you actually are. Yeah, I think it also has to do with the city and like their mindset or what work is allowed out there.
Yeah.
Like from what I've noticed, it's always like cover bands that get to like be on those dive bar stages or something like that, and that's like their form of entertainment. It's like you can't really.
It's like drunk people just want to hear the shit they hear on the radio, but while they're at the bar drinking with their fucking.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's sick. Like, you know, when bands are just out there like and touring DIY, even if it's like DIY, like you're setting it up yourself, because you know that is the success, is just in doing it and
dude, it's the thing.
Yeah, I think
100%.
It's I don't know, it's legit. What else are we
DIY or die, motherfucker.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to discuss like song meanings or something like that, or if you not really into that, like the song meaning for ice cream. Like, how did you get that conception to do? I mean, I know obviously ice cream truck and all that stuff, but is it like a metaphor for something? Is it like a different thing?
So ice cream was actually inspired by this interaction that I had with this kid, and she was like playing with fake ice cream. It was like a wooden ice cream set, and she was like, buy the ice cream. So I took this like fake money and I was buying a scoop of ice cream. And I was like, oh, can I have chocolate? And she gave me vanilla. And I was like, oh, no, I want chocolate. Like, I'm paying for it. And she was like, you get what you get and don't get upset. I was like, excuse me?
Oh, man.
And I was trying to teach her, you know, about how business transactions work. And then I was like trying to teach her about capitalism. And then I was like, and this was
She's
a
like,
cool kid. She was a cool kid. Like she actually explained her entire birth to me in detail one time. And I think it's because she had a cool mom, and her mom like told her about like how she was born. But she was a cool kid. And then so ever since, like, it cracked me up because she was just like, she didn't give a fuck.
Damn.
So I wrote that song because, you know, the song is not really about that. The song itself is just about like being overloaded with fucking anger and then finding a sense of comfort in like this thing that this kid said that they probably didn't even really understand. It's like, and the reality is like, you know, we do that all the time. Like we just are looking for something to make us feel better because we're just like so overloaded with anger and aggression because of this fucking world and this like patriarchal white supremacist capitalist fucking nightmare that we're forced to live in. Like I didn't ask to be here, and like yes, it's a huge gift to like be able to experience life, and I was born into a life where I have like, you know, one of the most privileged existences that a person can possibly have. And I'm super grateful for that. But I have a fucking brain. Yeah. And I'm a person.
And it's at the cost of other people, essentially. Like the reason we can enjoy this stuff is just because we're fucking other people's stuff up.
Yeah.
And that's the only reason why we enjoy what we enjoy.
It's fucked, but then through art we can vent how pissed off we are because, you know, just doesn't seem like there's anything that actually is worthwhile in this world. When you add it all fucking up, there is nothing worthwhile besides creativity. Like, think of anything else we might do, it's only going to add to the destruction of the world. It's going to add more emissions or whatever it is we have to do. It's going to just add to this ball, this machine of war that's happening. But when you make something creative, when you make an album, when you make a song, you're doing something totally unfucking provoked, like just out of creation, just out of your mind and out of your soul, right? And it's not necessarily like someone's forcing you to do it or you have like a certain idea of how it should go. You're just doing it because there's so much destruction that there needs to be creation to balance it, right?
Yeah.
And that's what punk and all art that's, innately political is trying to say, that like, yeah, okay, we look at the world with our eyes, it's ugly, it's terrible, but inside of us we have the ability to create beauty on a canvas, or we can mimic the ugliness. We can draw pictures of monsters. We can, but either way, it's creation amongst destruction. Like,
oh yeah, and always be terrified of any government that tries to tell you that art doesn't mean anything, or that it wants its citizens to not really engage with it.
Exactly.
That's why they try in every way to diminish it or
because
minimize
art
it.
frees your to be like less rigid. You're just open to things because poetically, artistically, love makes sense. But when government's like cold-hearted, like paper, there is no love. There is no right? So they don't want the message of art getting out there, because the ultimate message of art is love, right? Is that innate drive that's in everybody's soul? They don't want that, because that leads to more things. That opens the fucking floodgates to revolt, really, when people start to realize we can just love each other and help each other, and there actually are benefits to it. That opens the floodgates to us realizing we don't need them at all.
They want us to be complicit and not really understand the power that our art has and our creativity has, especially with punk rock. Punk is such a beautiful thing because it inspires joy. It inspires freedom in the way that we feel and experience emotions, and there's so much power that comes with connection to our actual community and the people that are around us, and knowing our neighbors and knowing who's living in our neighborhood and who's living in our city, and inspiring each other to build these things together. That's the only thing that's going to make a difference.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. And that's what Mermaid Island's all about.
I just want to spread joy, true pure joy, within myself and with my friends. That's
Absolutely.
What this band is
about.
So
if you're out there and you're feeling stressed and the world's got you down, come on down to Mermaid Island. things are fine here. The water's fine.
There's no mermaids.
No mermaids, by the way.
There you go. There's no mermaids. It's just an island.
And there's one mermaid, and
okay,
she's right here.
There you go.
How about the music video now?
The music video, I am so excited for this music video.
Don't go away. Don't change that dial. We'll be right back after these messages.
Yeah, don't watch another fucking video. Don't scroll. Don't scroll another fucking For You page.
Dare scroll.
There's nothing at the bottom. There's nothing at the fucking bottom. You know what I mean? You're done. Right here. Stay right here. All right, cool. Well, that was season 3, episode 1, part 1. We have another part 2 with Alex and Jenna from Mermaid Island, so please be on the lookout for that video. But thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. This is Carlos from Blur's Dream on the Scene. Peace out.